G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of U-Boat on board U-606. As you can see, the date is the 25th of June 1944, so we are well into the guts of the war right now, and U-606 departs Norway just before the stroke of midnight, heading out towards the Atlantic Ocean. So here we are on the battle map. We are heading up north into the cold waters, and we are heading up to sectors AB8 to AF2. Quite a large patrol area. We're going to travel 2,000 Ks and sink 4,000 tons worth of ships. We've already sunk 110,000 in the on this little postcard here, so we're going to try our best to tick some more out of that. Try and get up to 400,000 overall at some point. Won't be doing it all in this episode for sure. As we can see here, Operation Overlord is well underway, which means D-Day has occurred, and I'm not too sure how much longer we're going to be holding on to the port of La Rochelle. So we might be stuck in Norway for the foreseeable future at this stage. So just arriving here at the patrol sector, so we'll get our guy on the radio here to transmit that to the BDU, let them know, and then we can start making our way around the area. Hopefully we can try and pick up a fair few convoys. Should be quite busy around here at this time period of the war. So we'll get that sent off and we'll dip down and get on that hydrophone and see what we can find. Yeah, so not too much happening so far at this stage, but we've got a message from BDU come through. So we'll just take a little look-see, see what it is they've got for us. Hopefully it's going to be telling us where there's a rather large convoy. And it is not, it is to go and find a friendly lost ship, which we will do as we're in the area. It's not too far away from us either, so we'll head over towards there and see what it is that the BDU want from us. Okay, here we go, we've got our lost ship here, so we're just going to send one of our guys over. We don't need to send a whole crew, and we'll just get this done as quickly as we can. So investigate the ship, we'll get him over there. Click back on that and fast forward time. There we go, so just the usual scenario. They've all been poisoned by their own engines and batteries, so we are going to have to sink the ship, which is fine by us. Probably should have parked a little bit closer to do it this way. Going to be a little bit of a tricky shot, not much on show. Line that up perfect. Hopefully that's enough. There we go. We got it. She's on her way down, so we'll head back off on our patrol. A pretty quiet patrol. Haven't found a single thing yet other than that friendly U-boat which the BDU helped us with, so we'll get our radio man to send away the message that we've completed the patrol area. Gotta be careful not to click on the mission complete tab up there. Would be good if that was something you could hide or remove, because I'd hate to accidentally click that while looking at the map sometime, and you know, you could do that when you're in the middle of trying to take down a big convoy. So we'll head off and see if we can find something in other part of the world. Okay, we have got another incoming message from the BDU, so we'll get our radio guy to jump on there and decipher that, see what it is that they've got for us this time. And it's good that they're helping us, so we'll just speed up a bit of time here. Been very quiet out at the moment, so it wouldn't hurt if they said there was a convoy in the area. Just take a look, and it is. Crucial technology is on the SS Sankt Svithen. I've probably butchered that pronunciation, but that's what we're up to. So we'll start loading up, moving on out, and we'll plot a course and we'll try and intercept. Just put a marker down, speed up a bit of time. Hopefully they're heading my direction. they are, which is good. So we'll just head directly south here, and we will try and intercept, and hopefully we'll get some serious tonnage out of this convoy. Plenty of ships in there for the taking, no doubt. Just got to do the usual technique of taking out the people leading, and then we can have free reign to shoot whatever's in there. So let's plot it out and we'll intercept. So we've got eyes on the convoy. See a lot of chimney smoke out here, so we are going to take a look here. We've got ourselves a warship leading the way. It's definitely something we want out of the way. So let's get our recognition book out, and we're going to start plotting up a course and a solution. Definitely need to take something like this out. I would say that looks like a tribal class to me, so recognize that. Now we need our speed. We do already have the course worked out. We've done that off screen on the map. So we just back of the boat through the crosshair, stop the clock there. So we've got 7 knots, pretty standard. 82 degrees is their course, and now we just need our distance, and we are going to get 2 torpedoes heading in the direction of this. Going to cause ourselves, oh dear, we've only got 1 torpedo warmed up. This guy's working on one as well, so let's give him some extra staff. And we're going to have 2 torpedoes go their way. Fair few ships in the convoy. I think there's around about 30 odd, maybe 25, I can't remember what it was, but plenty for us to do a fair bit of damage here. We could just sink our 4,000 tons and then be on our way, but what would be the fun in that? So we've got 2 torpedoes warmed up. Definitely a 2 torpedo job to take something like this down. So let's get that flooded, and we'll fire those away. We'll duck dive and get out of here. Boom, there we go, 1 good hit. Let's wait for the second, or not. Okay, maybe just the 1 torpedo is going to be the hit, and that looks like it's done a good amount of damage. Put a nice big hole in there. Wouldn't matter now if the second torpedo just missed and went and hit something else, but chances of that happening are quite slim. You can see there's quite a lot of smoke in the background, so there's plenty of ships for us to pick and choose, and we'll make our way inside and see what we can pick off next. Now we'll just do a quick solution for this Liberty cargo ship here. That's going to be pretty much all of our tonnage, the registered tonnage, so we can have just ease of access to anything else. They have just changed course slightly after that last attack, but it's not too much different to what it was. And I think we are going to send 2 torpedoes away at this ship here. Hopefully it's going to be enough to send her down as well. Definitely want to get something like this under our belt. It gives us free range to just pick off anything else, and we're still going to try and find the target ship yet. Go, 2 good hits on the Liberty cargo there. Massive fire on board, so we'll watch her burn, and hopefully it's enough to send it down to the bottom of the ocean. And then we'll just do the usual, get back underwater, maybe let them calm down a bit and see who our next victim is going to be. Now we got our target ship here, the SS, whatever that name is. I don't want to even attempt pronouncing that anymore. But they have separated themselves from the rest of the convoy, which is good for us. And we are going to follow and She is under an alarm state right now. As you can see, it's just an Empire, so it's not really too big of a concern. But yeah, she is just still under an alarm state, so we want to work out our solution just periodically. So we'll get the speed now. Yeah, so apparently she's doing 6 knots. So I don't know if that's still kind of classed as an alarm state. And we do still need to work out the angle of bow, because yeah, she has completely changed to what the rest of the convoy is doing. And it looks like we've got a friendly sub in the area, which we don't really want interfering with what we're doing. So we need to work out this solution real quick, because that submarine is just going to cause us a massive problem if we don't. And we've gone through that north to south line, and now we'll grab our protractor, and we need to come around on the left side there. That's our angle. So it's 167 taken away from 360, which would leave us with an angle of 193, I believe. So it's quite hard to do the maths in your head like that, but those numbers aren't too difficult, luckily for us. So it looks like we've got a solution. So I think we'll send maybe tube number 5, otherwise it's probably not going to get used, and tube number 4, and hopefully we'll get at least one hit here. I think tube number 5 is a T5, so that will probably hit no matter what. So we're all fired up, let's fire away. Boom. There's a nice good hit. I believe that was tube number 4 that has hit. Tube number 5 is probably chasing her down. She probably would have had to turn around in the water, as well as tube number 4. They would have been facing different directions. I'm not too sure if one's going to be enough. She's done about 60-70% damage, 100% damage. It's just a case of taking on water now. So there's the target ship. She's going down, and now we're absolutely free reign to do whatever we like from here on out. Hopefully we can find ourselves something a little bit more substantial than Liberties and Empires. And we'll get back under and we'll go and catch back up to the convoy. The convoy's all broken up into some smaller groups right now, but we have got ourselves a couple of ships just in close range. So we are picking on this C3 cargo. There's also an NA1 very close by. So I want to shoot at the C3 first, just to make sure we get a hit on that. And then we'll do a quick solution for the NA1 that's sort of halfway in between the two of us now. So let's get the clock started for the speed of this ship. And back of the boat, stop the clock there. 7 knots, as is pretty standard for a convoy. And we've got our distance. They're obviously not under an alarm state right now, otherwise they would be all over the show. And we just need to grab our course right now. There we have it. We have a course of 83. Not too bad. And we definitely want to be sending 2 torpedoes away with C3 cargo. She is armed. We don't want to have to be trying to take her down with the deck gun after. So we'll flood and fire. And we'll zoom out. And there's a little NA1 somewhere just over here. There we are, pretty close to us. So we've got all the time in the world really. They're doing the same course, same speed, just need to recognize and do the distance. Nice little boat for us to take down. Should just be a single torpedo needed for an NA1. Most of the time they split in half when you hit them with one torpedo. I've seen it happen with a deck gun as well. You probably have too if you've been tuning in. So I think we'll use tube number 5 because otherwise it will rarely ever get used. Never have my boat facing the right direction for it. So we'll fire away. Oh, there we go. We got one hit on the C3 cargo there. Just wait for the second impact. Hopefully that's going to come soon. I really don't understand how if you send 2 torpedoes at the same target that one will hit and one will not. Maybe one's a dud, I'm not too sure. Maybe the other's a miss. I don't know. If anybody does know, help me out and let me know what happened there, because it does seem to happen quite regularly. So they'll be putting an alarm state for the rest of the ships in the area, which means our NA1 is probably going to try and avoid any such attack, but lucky for us we've used a T5, so I'm hoping that it's not going to matter, and our T5 should hopefully come in. There it is, right on the back end. Heaps of damage. She's already going down. She's screwed. Everything's in the water. She's out of it. As for the C3 though, she's just taken one hit and she's probably not going to go down. So she's only got about 40% damaged. Hardly any water taken on board, so it doesn't really look too good for us. We're going to have to leave it with her and we'll come back maybe with a deck gun. Well, I was planning to come back a little bit later to finish this C3 off, but she has got a hell of a list on at the moment and doesn't look like she's in too good shape. So we're just going to try and finish her off with the deck gun. Hopefully there's nobody on board who's using the guns of their own. That probably wouldn't be good for us. She's quite damaged though, I can't really see anyone. Yeah, that was just, it's not taking much to get that damage right up there. Should just be a few more shots and hopefully she'll go down quite swiftly, because there is plenty of other ships in the area that might be firing at me right now. Can't see it, but could be happening. A couple more of these shots. We need to get back underwater and go and carry on finding other ships. I must say C3s are the most stubborn of ships to go down. I mean, even sometimes 2 torpedoes isn't enough. And this has taken a torpedo, she'll have deck gun ammo, and now like she's just sitting here like this, fully damaged, fully flooded, doesn't want to go down. She will go down over time, but it's just at this stage it's a little bit like, come on man, just go under. Got work to do, got other ships out here who need to sink. So hopefully she's going to go down. We need to focus on clearing up the rest of the convoy, using up the rest of our torpedoes, and start taking names. Well, now we've dealt with the smaller stuff, we've got ourselves a huge warship here. Never remember, is it the county class or it is? Sometimes I confuse those with the Kirov. Kirovs do have much bigger funnels on them there, so we just need to get the speed of the ship and, well, every part of the solution here, but we definitely want to take this thing down. And the back of the boat passed through across, and 7 knots as is predicted. Looks like they are just cruising out towards, somewhere out towards Russia or Norway. But we got a course of, what do we need? do go through the ship there, and the north to south. Use our projector, pull that back up towards there, roughly around 79 degrees, a little bit rough on the projector there. No big deal though, you can always be out by 1 or 2 degrees. And this is definitely a 2 torpedo job, and I'm hoping we get 2 solid hits and not just 1 hit. And I do not want to be trying to mess with this and using a deck gun to do that. So let's fire away. Well, there we go. We did get 2 good successful strikes on the boat. Huge fire on board. I would hope that that's going to be more than enough to send her down, so we'll watch her burn and then we'll duck back under. Still got a couple of torpedoes left in the hold, so we'll get those loaded up and we'll go and hunt down something else for the taking. It's just small group after small group left out in these waters now. So we've got ourselves a nice little empire here. We've got a few torpedoes left, it's not a whole heap. We need to work out the speed again, because last I checked they were still kind of in alarm state. And we'll stop the clock right there. And yep, 7 knots, so we're good to go. We'll just launch 1 torpedo away. Should hopefully be enough. If it fails, we can always use the deck gun to finish it off. So tube number 3 is fired, fire that away. Another perfect strike there with the torpedo. Got ourselves a fire on board. She already looks like she's sitting quite low in the water, but hopefully it's going to be enough to put her down. Yeah, she's at like 95% damage there. Hopefully once she takes on this last little bit of water, that might be enough to put her away. There we go, damage is complete. Now it's just a case of the water pulling her down. So we'll leave that to happen, and then there's a couple more ships around her as well, but I think I'm gonna just pop up and use a deck gun to take care of those. Well, she is taking her sweet time to go down. That just last little bit of flooding. There must be a little bit of air trapped at the back end of the boat here, because that is not going down. So we'll start heading up towards these other boats. We want to take care of those, and I'm just going to put a few marks just around this boat, and then we'll come back. If she's still there, then we'll take care of that as and when, but we've got other names to take here as well. We're up on the surface and there's just a couple of empires floating around, so we'll just use deck gun here just to take them down. It all adds up to the tally at the end of the day, but we don't want to be using the torpedo for something like this. We want to save that in case we catch something on our way home. So I'll just let this run out. There's not really much to say about this. We're just gonna keep firing until the job's done, I suppose, and then we'll be moving on and just try and use up those last 2 or 3 torpedoes that we've got left, and maybe catch something else on the way home.
Sie sinken.
Right, there we go. That didn't take too long. Just a few shots and she's been dealt with. So time to move on now. There's something else around us over here in front. So we'll pick up a bit of speed, move in, and we'll see what we're dealing with up here. Hopefully it's going to be just a little bit more of the same, I think. So we'll deal with that, and I will stop boring you with the sound of my voice, and I'll catch up with you when we've taken care of a few more names.
Sie sinken. Feuer an Deck. Zu Befehl.
It's not too bad going. We've got a few ships taken down with our deck gun there. There's another 3 or 4 ships to the tally. Would like to get a few more, but it does get a bit repetitive using the deck gun. Hopefully this one's actually going to go down and not just sit here looking like this. But the lifeboats are out, so maybe she is going to go down. Now we'll just go by slowly just to be sure. It's just that last little bit of damage, as you can see, that needs to take on something else. Maybe 1 or 2 friendly shots might just give her a bit of encouragement to go down. Just about see the front of the boat there. Not sure if her front box is going to be any good. Got an incoming message. Wonder if we should look at that. Probably not. It's probably just this ship saying it's going down. Last known position, something like that. Well, she's going down, so we'll suppose we'll dive down and we'll see if there's any stragglers left from any other part of the convoy. And we'll get our man on the radio. There is a message.
Herr Kaloy.
Pick that up. And really just want to pass off the messages of all the stuff that we've done here, all the ships that we've sunk. It's good that we did manage to do the objective that the BDU sent for us. Yes, there's not really much else I can see on the map. So I think we'll just fire away our messages and we'll just return back to the base and collect any medals and awards that we get. So 3 days later, now we're coming into the port of Bergen. It does take a little while. So we weren't away for too long really, just a couple of weeks. But we did manage to sink quite a few ships. So it's quite good for us. And we're getting to the latter stages of the war. So the last year, it's going to be quite intense, I would say. Not too sure if we're going to hold on to Norway for the entire time. So yeah, a little bit of... It's going to be a couple more missions before we get that next achievement there. So we have sunk roughly 30-odd thousand tons. That's not too bad going. Quite a few names. And we made the paper. That's always good. There's quite a lot of ships actually. So total tonnage 38,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ships sunk. Not too bad. Completed some missions. Looking pretty good and all. Not too bad. Well, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help the channel if you leave a comment or a thumbs up. And do look forward to the next couple of weeks when Sniper Elite 5 comes out. If you like your World War II games, definitely don't want to be missing that, and I will be recording that as soon as I can get myself a copy of that. So stay tuned.